Alright guys, back with one more video for today. So Pierre Poilievre posted something earlier and he said, Mark Carney gets richer, making you poor. So this video is a few minutes long. Let's have a look and then we'll talk about it after like usual.
Just this last December, when Mark Carney was still running Brookfield and economic advisor to Trudeau, he talked about a deal he had worked out where his whole idea was to change government policy and then have Brookfield invest. This was about jet fuel in Texas, where they convinced governments to bring in 10% biofuel by 2030, biofuel being about 80 cents per liter more expensive. So he is both advising, and then his company is signing $1 billion deal to profit. Stephen Debo, Gerald Butts, and Carney's own wife, Diana Fox, is involved in the same kind of consulting. What kind of impact has this kind of way of doing business had on the Canadian people and on the Canadian economy?
Well, it's crony capitalism. It works against these people behind me. Let's just unpack what Mr. Carney did in this particular case. He used his political power to convince the British government to require more expensive jet fuel for air travel. And then his company invested $1 billion in the company that was selling that jet fuel.
Right. It's almost like when Bill Gates invested $50 million into Pfizer before they came out with their vaccine to only make $500 million. And after he invested, he funded a study that showed how effective the vaccine was. Remember, if you get it, you're not going to get COVID. If you get it, you're not going to be able to spread COVID. Oops, wrong. But he did it so that he can make a bunch more money, and that's what Carney's doing. He's advising you to buy more expensive jet fuel so he can make more money. He doesn't care about Canadians if they make money. He wants to make money, and he wants Brookfield to make money. And he wants Brookfield to own the housing market in this country. And not only that, he wants to have modular homes that he'll probably charge somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month for, which does not fix the affordability problem at all, but it helps Mark Carney's portfolio, doesn't it? Like Pierre Poilievre said, Robert Kennedy's actually said the same thing in the States. It's crony capitalism. It's not real capitalism. It's not a free and fair market. They're controlling the market. That's not capitalism as it's supposed to be.
So, if God forbid a family like the people behind me here want to take their kids on a vacation somewhere, they have to pay higher airplane ticket prices to fund this more expensive jet fuel so that Mark Carney's $1 billion investment can pay off. Mr. Carney is not a businessman. He is a political grifter who has used his political influence to turn decisions that profit his company at the expense of workers and seniors. And that is exactly how he would govern the country. While he was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor, he went on the record saying that he thought there should be more inflation. He thought it would be good if there was more inflation. Well, it turns out Brookfield, his company, profits from inflation. They get to charge higher rents on their tenants, according to their CEO. So he has used his political influence to rip off workers and seniors, and now, with all the political power of a prime minister, he continues to be invested in the same company, Brookfield, the same company that benefits by raising inflation, by raising energy prices, and by ripping off workers and seniors. Today's announcement is another example of that. How would Mark Carney ever be trusted to make our tax system fair when he's invested in a company that has billions of dollars of cash stashed away in an overseas tax haven? Of course, he never would. We need a prime minister who will put Canada first for a change, who will stand up for lower energy prices, lower taxes, less inflation, bigger paychecks. I've been spending my entire adult life fighting for the people who are here behind me today, fighting for their paychecks, for their quality of life, for their future to bring home Canada's promise. Thank you.
And what is Canada's promise? That no matter where you're from, if you come here legally, you do the right thing, you obey our laws, you work hard, you're supposed to be able to raise a family, have children, buy a house, go on a vacation, maybe 2 every year, have a good Christmas, be able to buy presents for your kids on their birthdays. Just like when I grew up, or a lot of you grew up. I grew up in the 90s. Some of you grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. But we all had that promise. We all had, parents who could just go to work every day, and you were going to have at least a decent little piece of the pie for you and your family. Mark Carney, Justin Trudeau, and other governments around the world see this, and they don't like it. They want all of it. And they want you completely dependent on the government so that when you're weak and sick and poor and hungry, you have to go to them for help. And there's a lot of people in this country who want government to be their daddy. I don't. The government should serve us, since they are our employees, and fix things that need to be fixed. Roads, schools need to be built, hospitals need to be built. But what are they doing with it? Sending it overseas, billions and billions and billions of dollars, and yet we pay all these taxes and then somehow we're trillions of dollars in debt? Make it make sense for me. The Canadian promise is all but over. If Mark Carney wins, forget it. You will own nothing and be happy. Boy, does that ever sound familiar? But that's the choice in this next election. Hope or doom. Pierre Poilievre is on the side of hope. And for all those people who want to say that I'm fear-mongering or inciting fear, I'm telling you the truth. We are screwed with a capital S if Mark Carney ever stays in power in this country. He's got a clear plan, and it's not to help us, it's to help himself and his portfolio and his businesses. And it's unbelievable that liberals are falling for this. That somehow after 10 years it's the conservatives who are evil, but they're just fine. Oh, nope, no problem with us, guys. It's the conservatives are evil as we've destroyed this country. And people's brains are so broken, they actually believe it. What are we going to do? Well, we can't fix what's broken with those people. All we can do is get out and vote on the 28th. And if you know young blue-collar men, get them out to vote. Because if they stay home, we lose. They lose too, but they don't realize it yet. We need to make them understand. We need change. We need it now. And they need to show up. 18 to 40-year-old men, show up. I'm 36. I'll be there. And maybe I'll even see some of you at the lineup. But make sure we get out and vote. We do our job. We try to save and fight for this country because the liberals aren't. It's almost like they're nihilistic. They want it to be destroyed. Until Donald Trump starts threatening with tariffs, like as if liberals hate taxes all of a sudden. But the orange man bad syndrome is just running rampant through their tiny little minds right now, and that's all they're focused on. Now, thankfully, Trump has kind of backed off with this, and he's not really in the Canadian news unless, mainstream media kind of pushes that. But it's wearing off. And now we're in a very critical debate week. And Pierre's going to destroy this guy. And, even Jagmeet Singh's, at least in the French debate, is going to get the better of him. Yves Blanchet's going to get the better of him. It's very likely that Mark Carney comes in 4th place in the debates. And that's whether, I don't know if the Greens are showing up, but who cares? Whether it's Elizabeth May or whoever that other dude is. Mark Carney could easily come in 4th in this election, or in this debate. He could even come 4th in the English debate. It's about to get real bad for him, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I might have a lot of egg on my face come April 28th, which, by the way, I will be live streaming. So I know there's other people who will be too, but if you're bored or if you want to come hang out with me for a little bit, you're welcome to do that. But anyway, let me know what you think of this video by Pierre Poilievre. I thought it was excellent. I thought he broke that down very well. Please don't be shy. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.